Good morning, guys. We are from Learn Together. This is our first YouTube live streaming. Yeah. Hi, I'm English. How are you? So, nice to meet you here. So, today we are going to see what is the major difference between Angular and React.js. So, lot of people asking me to the question. So, which framework is best? What I need to choose for my development? So that is the main impact to develop this video, this live streaming. If you have any question, please put it in the chat box. Definitely, I will reply each and everybody. So let's directly jump into this today's session. So nowadays, in market we have three different kind of front-end frameworks. So those are React.js, AngularJS, and Vue.js. So the race between Angular and React is most famous. Vue.js is also best one for development. But in this stream, we are going to see the major advantages of Angular and React, and what are the similarities between Angular and React, and why we need to choose a React or Angular. So this kind of discussion we are going to do here. So let's move into the session. So which one should I choose? That is a very critical question. Which one I need to choose? Because each framework have its each framework have that self-sufficiency and some features and a lot of architecture related one. So they have some uniqueness, right? So before we select a certain framework, we need to learn what are the features available in the specific framework, and then only we need to choose. So the question is, which framework is better, Angular or React? Let's see. First, we focus into Angular over React, which means what are the things are better in Angular over than the React. The first one is self-sufficiency. The Angular is full-fledged framework, so only it's used for high-end applications. For example, we have a data binding and component-based routing, project generation, form validation, and so on. Because Angular is a complete full-fledged framework which is developed by Google. It's a big community. They are creating a lot of things, and in the other hand, React.js is a library. So we need to create each and everything by one, because it's a library. We need to add forms or what are the things completely. It depends upon the developer. But Angular already have the full-fledged one. So in the self-sufficiency point, Angular is better than the React.js. The next one is app structure. So the architecture of the application is completely depends and visualize the app structure. So Angular is a framework, so the community creating some set of structure, which means in Angular we have components, we have modules, directives, pipes, and all. So they give some certain structure for each component. Each component have some HTML, CSS, TypeScript file, and Spectral TS file for testing. So it's a basic structure for a component. Also in module have app.module.ts and control and routers app.router.ts. So they having some structure, right? So that's what Angular is better than React.js. In React.js, there is no architecture. So developer needs to create whatever he want. It's completely built with JSX. So JSX is nothing but it's combination of our business logic and UI. So both the things are JSX. In React.js we write everything in the single JavaScript file. So that's what we need to put some extra effort to create a own app structure for React.js application, specifically React.js application. So this is major different in app structure. That's what Angular is over React.js in this point. In UI elements, again Angular is a framework, so they have a specific UI framework called Material Design. So under the Material Design, they have a lot of UI elements like forms and tables, especially in data tables and sliders and so on. So pop-ups, indicators, layouts, and etc. So all the things are super cool and simpler and faster. In other end, React.js is not having any pre-built UI components. It's completely depends in HTML5 or whatever your front-end language. It may be a HTML. So we need to create all the UI components. For example, if you are going to create a web application using React.js, so in that time you need to create your own forms and entire applications. So that's what React is little complicated. It is complicated than Angular in terms of UI components creation. And especially in the UI components, we have forms. So in the forms, Angular provide a lot of things. Angular provide form builder and validation, and we can use patch values and find the specific input and all. But in React.js, we need to create our own form using HTML, and we need to manage the validation and whatever operations you are going to do in specifically form, you need to do. For example, if you are going to submit, then you need to write a submit function, and you need to get all the values from there. So this kind of operation is already inbuilt in Angular. So that's what Angular is over than React.js in forms. And dependency injection, it's a very, very important feature in Angular. Which means if you are planning to use any third-party dependency injection, so we can directly call that dependency, and we can directly inject into our constructor. Then we can directly subscribe the data from that dependency. But in React.js, there is no support for dependency injection. Data binding, it's one of the feature for Angular. Angular supports bidirectional, two-way binding, two-way data binding, but React.js is a unidirectional. It's simply JavaScript, so it supports only unidirectional, and the feature is not supported here, so it's one-way data binding. Then templating and packaging, it's very important for project. So whenever we are creating a project, we need to create some set of templates, and we should create a packaging. So that's it. That is very important. In Angular side, we can easily create and manage the templates. We can easily organizing using modules. All whatever the components is directly pointed into the modules, we can directly package it as a single module. In other hand, React.js is also it's also super easy, but packaging perspective, there is a lot of variation, depends upon the developer. But in Angular, they have a certain default structures. So that is similar for all the developers. But in React.js, it's developers to developers. It's vague. It's not a similar. It not have any similarity across all the world. In enterprise applications. So in enterprise applications, Angular is most preferable framework. How I say this, if a project is complicated, then web application needs lot of UI elements and features and services and lot of things. So in Angular we have all those things. We are having pre-built forms, and we have a pre-built UI elements, and we have a separate service layer, and we can easily organize our all the components under app modules or modules, and we can easily move one component to another component using router. So these all the things are already pre-built because Angular is a framework. So that's what Angular is always suggested one for enterprise application. It's a standalone framework for front-end development, especially in the enterprise application. In the other hand, React.js, it's also better fit, but you need to develop separate features. And how it's also suggested one better choice for enterprise application. The answer is we require a lot of dependencies. We can directly use it, and also it's much complicated. We need a lot of teamworks. If your team is big and you're sure about we are going to React.js, then enterprise application can able to create using React.js. And testing is a main part. So always as a developer we need to write our own test cases. So in Angular they are providing default things Karma Jasmine for testing reports. So as well they are providing one more files called spec.ts in each and every components. Whenever you're creating a component, that spec.ts will automatically create. Yes, you can skip that file, but it automatically created. You can write your test cases under spec.ts file. It is very cool and interesting. But in React.js there is no default test cases configuration file. But again, you can use third-party libraries like Jest. You can use and write your test cases, and you can write your configuration using Webpack or Babel. So these are the points we are seen lot of important points. Angular over than React, but still React.js is in the market. So we need to know why React.js still in top of the layer. So, but the important thing of enterprise application and UI elements and all those things are better than React in Angular, but still React.js is top of the layer. So we need to see why React.js is better than Angular. Let's see. The first one is the important and core feature of React.js is virtual DOM. So first of all, what is DOM? DOM is document object model. Each and every web page is working under DOM. DOM is nothing but it's just a tree structure elements, which for example, if your application having from the body tag and body tag have n number of subtrees. So that is called DOM. And React.js is creating a virtual DOM. So whatever the operations handle in React.js, that is directly run under the virtual DOM. So it automatically improving the performance of the React.js applications. So it again it's a unidirectional data binding, and binding is not directly assigned to the watches. So watches is important. So whenever you are doing some operations and some events trigger, so whatever the operations handle, what are the things disturbing in our DOM, that watches will watching those disturbance. So in React.js there is no way to assign any watches for binding data, because they have separate DOM called virtual DOM. But in Angular performance was compared to the React.js because they directly bind the data into the DOM. So in the DOM, which means for example, if we are going to append a new data, into your application, then it automatically disturb directly into our down tree. So that's what whenever the performance slow. So whenever Angular trying to append new data into the tree, that creating new watches. So for example, if you are trying to creating a 100 elements, then automatically that watches also 100. So that's what Angular performance is periodically low compared to React.js. And state management. It's one of the interesting feature of React.js. Even all the developers want state management. So React.js, each and every component have its own state. Even though you may be use class component or functional component, you have a state management there. If you are using a class component, you can directly use set state. If you are using functional, then you can use set state hooks. But in Angular, all the data stored in the component variables. So that's what React.js is better for state management and data storing. And dynamic rendering. So React.js is a virtual DOM, so which enables easily implementing data changes, which means so whenever you are going to create a new elements, you are disturbing on specific elements, then the data directly assigned into the specific section. It disturb only that specific section. But in Angular, you disturb enter the tree. So the dynamics rendering is not possible in Angular, but in React.js it's possible because it disturb only the required place. But in Angular, it disturbing entire the DOM and components. So in React.js, React is not forced to use class components because in React.js we have a lot of elements, a lot of particles. We have a class components, functional components, and we have a fragments and etc. But in Angular, whenever you are creating a new component, you should use class component. You can't able to create a functional component. So that is not the worst thing, but that are also a key point why React.js is easy to use for all the developers. And again, the bundle size. So the application size, the production minified JS bundle size. This bundle size is a default application creating. When you when you create a new application and immediately you run the build command, then you get 97.5 KB. Even though you are not writing any your logics and nothing to change in the code. That bundle size of default application is 97.5 for React.js. The same thing in Angular is 766 KB. So compared to Angular, React.js is very low. So that's what React.js is preferable. And learning curve. So in React, if you're going to work with React.js applications, then you no need to learn new things because React.js is nothing but it's just JavaScript. So you need to understand what are the features available in the React.js frameworks. That's it. But in other hand, Angular is a library. Angular is a framework. So it has a huge amount of libraries. So you need to understand all the libraries, what the concept associated with each libraries. So which will take much more time compared to React. But again, once you learn all the libraries in Angular, you can create a better application than React.js developers. And backward compatibility. So it is most important thing for all the applications. So whenever we are going to use one library or framework, always we prefer a stable version for creating that specific application. React.js is providing backward compatibility, which means React.js is a library So you can directly go backward. For example, if you are using 16 React.js version 16.3 or else or anything, so if you want to go back, so you can directly go back. You can change your version and you can use that. The React.js application is completely supported. But in Angular, you can't directly jump into from Angular 2.0 to 7.0. So that is very rare one. Even though you can't directly switch it from 4 to 6 or 4 to 7, that is not possible because you need to install and updates between the versions. So each Angular applications they are updating their sub packages and dependent packages. But in Angular is not having any dependent package. It's a standalone library. So it always support other JavaScript framework, JavaScript libraries. So whenever you want other libraries, you can directly use into the React.js application. The React.js library is directly supportive. And so now we see a lot of points. What are the things React.js is over than Angular? So these points is very important in terms of performance, bundle size, and data binding and dynamic rendering. So these are the things are very important for application development in developer perspective. But as well, Angular have a lot of features in terms of UI components and the default providing features of building forms, tables, and etc. But still, we need to finalize. So why I need to choose Angular or React? So before that, we need to see what are the similarities available in Angular and React. First thing is universality, which means React.js and Angular, both things are used in web application and mobile development. So it can both things can able to create single page and multi-page web applications. So it is really important thing. So nowadays all the applications need multi-page web application and something need single page things. Even React.js can directly use in mobile development using React Native, and in Angular it's directly we can easily work with Ionic. Even Ionic also support React.js. So both things are having clear scope in web and mobile development and ideal for. And what is the ideal thing? So React.js is using lot of large web applications. So with frequent variable data, which means if your application getting frequent data changing. Example, if you're going to design one dashboard, one admin panel for a data tracking or a warehouse project, then it's highly appreciated you can use with React.js. But if we have a lot of data visualization project and user interactive web application, then it's highly appreciated you can use Angular rather than React.js. So these are the ideal similarities of React.js and Angular. And language, React.js, as I said, React.js is simply based on JavaScript ES6+. It's combined with JS6 script. And Angular is a framework which is built by TypeScript. Also, it supports JavaScript, so which is a superset of JavaScript. But when the developer want to work with Angular, he should know about TypeScript. What is TypeScript and what are the features available in that. So that's what React.js is simply JavaScript. So if you're having JavaScript knowledge, you can directly go with. But if you want to work with Angular, you need to know what are the features and what are the things available in TypeScript, because Angular framework is completely written with TypeScript. And used companies, what are the companies used React.js and Angular? So everybody know React.js is built with Facebook and Angular is developed by Google. So under the Facebook we have Instagram, WhatsApp, so all the applications using React.js, and Twitter, Netflix, Airbnb and so on. In Angular is using GitHub, Google and BMW, McDonald's, Apple and Forbes, Adobe. So these are both the side we have big companies. These companies are using React.js and AngularJS for their specific needs, as previously I said. So life cycle. So life cycle is main important for our application. So in React.js we have a lot of life cycle hooks. For example, component will component mount and some hooks like use state, use effect and etc. In Angular we have ng on init, ng destroy, ng on change and so on. So both the things are having the same having the lifecycle hooks for the same purpose with different terminologies. What are the tools and support for these two things? Okay, sorry for the data mismatching here. So in the left side is Angular and right side is React. I just forgot to change that. So in Angular is supported for multiple code editors. So you can directly use CLI to create all kind of elements like if you want to create an entire application, you can directly create using command line interface, ng new and your project name. You can create your component, ng generate component, ng new service, ng pipes, directives, all the elements you can directly create using CLI in Angular. The same thing React.js also supported in all code editors. In React.js is not need very deep support from code editors, because it internally runs as a JavaScript. So that no need any extra effort support as compared to Angular. So you can directly create a CLI to create an application, create React app and your application name. It automatically create a new React.js application for you. So these are the similarities of Angular and React. Again, which one should I choose? So that is the question. That is the main important question. So that is now I pose this question to you all. So let's say let me tell in the comment box which one should you use. Hi Modiga, yeah, just now I saw your question. What is data binding? So which means you are getting data from API, then you need to visualize, you need to parse the data into your HTML. So basically that variable will populate the data into your HTML. So that is under the curly braces, you passing your variable, that is called data binding. Yeah, yes, Maklesh. If you whole or know about React.js, this is very useful for them too. So now tell me guys, what is which one should you choose for your applications, Angular or React? Let's go with the discussion here. Yes, Mangalesh. Yeah, that is main thing. Yeah, React main advantage is you're right. Virtual DOM is the main thing. Mostly, virtual DOM is increasing the performance of React.js compared to Angular, and also you can directly create in terms of UI element and form validation and all. You can directly create, but the performance is we can't able to improve. But that thing is Angular is providing for us. Anyone having interesting comment? I'm looking your chat, looking the live chat window. At least who all are joining this session, please put hi or ask your question here. We can before wrap up this session. I want to see you all here in live chat. Yes, Mangalesh. Yeah, large application can possible to create React.js because and GitHub and Google Careers also created with React.js. So if they can do, definitely we can create a larger application. Yes, again, dependency injection is not supported in AngularJS, but we can have another way. We can directly use third party libraries into React.js application. Again, the speed level we can manage in React.js compared to Angular. That's the best question. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up here. So again, the race between framework and library, which means that the framework is Angular and library is React.js. So Angular is a full-fledged mobile and web development framework. React is a framework only for UI development, which can be turned into a full-fledged solution with the help of additional libraries. So there is no better framework, both are updated continuously to keep up with the competitor. For instance, while React we believed to win because it's a virtual DOM. Angular equaled by the score by implementing the change detection. While Angular was considered to be win because of being developed by such a authenticative company as Google, the immensely devoted React community fully compensated for Google reputation and made React similar to Angular. So still React.js is competitive with Google because Angular is developed with a lot of a big development company, but React.js is supported by Facebook, but not in fully. Completely, it depends upon the developer community and React.js forums. So in the end, React is Angular, is all a matter of personal preference. It's a matter of skills and habits. So I give the solution to your hand. So you can take your you can choose your thing. Before selecting the framework React.js or Angular, just think about that. What are the things? What are the similarities? What are the things have in React.js and Angular? Why I need to choose these? If you want, if you have the question in your mind, watch this video again from the start. So that will I hope that will help you. And if you have any questions in your mind, you can post here. For example, I'm going to do one project like this. So which framework should I use? So those kind of questions I can able to answer you here. Or else you can directly you can contact me through LinkedIn also. You can, if you guys willing to join with our Learn Together community, that is highly appreciated. You can join there and ask your question. Thank you for joining with us, guys. If you have any questions, please put in the chat window. Also, I shared our Facebook group link there. If you want, you can join with us. And don't forget to subscribe with our channel. And it's your time. If you want to ask any questions, you can ask. We will wrap 11:40. Now it's 11:38. We have 2 minutes. You can ask question whatever you want. Now I can ready to answer. Yes. So which is easy to manage and support React or Angular for mobile applications. So nowadays all the peoples are using React Native rather than Ionic. So my answer is React Native. You can go with React. I hope you get answer, Manglish. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this session. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining with us in this stream. If you have any other question, please come to our Facebook group and ask your question directly. Thank you for joining with us again, guys. And also, if you want to join with our weekend collaboration meetup, then you can get a notification from our Facebook group. And don't forget to join that. And please subscribe our channel. That will motivate us to create more live streams and more videos and meetups. Thank you.